Alright, this is a very tough video for me to make because this is the 2018 iPad Pro and this has been my iPad Pro for the last 5 years. But today I think I need to make a video, and this video is kinda sad, but I think Apple doesn't care about the iPad anymore, at least for what they have done this year, in 2023. If you don't know, we haven't got any iPad in 2023. And I don't see things getting better, because even if Apple adds the rumored things that are actually coming to the iPad Pro in 2024, is it worth it? Does it make a difference? Does it make the iPad Pro a better product in the end of the year? And I don't think so. I think that the iPad Pro currently is in a very big issue, because it doesn't actually offer more than the Mac and is almost as expensive as lower-end Macs that are more powerful than the iPad Pro and can do more things. So, why buy an iPad Pro? Is the iPad Pro dead? Is the iPad Pro's future compromised? Well, let's figure out that in today's video. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. But first, we need to talk about today's sponsor, Keys Fan. If you are a Mac user, there's no better way to stay organized than with the Microsoft Office Home and Business 2021 suite. And now it's on sale for 80% off during Keys Fan Black Friday sale. Microsoft Office and Home Business 2021 gives you access to Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, OneNote, and Outlook. Keep your workflows running smoothly by creating beautiful documents with Microsoft Word, crunching numbers in Microsoft Excel, crafting powerful presentations with Microsoft PowerPoint, and managing emails and work with Microsoft Teams. You can also pick up the Microsoft Office Home and Business 2019 if you have a smaller budget, which also provides most of the important Office applications such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Those looking for the Office on Windows devices can get Office Professional 2021 for $27.75 as well. Don't forget to apply the special coupon code SUM62. The links will be on the description down below. Go check them out, and do not forget to apply the code SUM62. Thank you, Keys Fan, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the video. So, like I told you, this is the 2018 iPad Pro. And the 2018 iPad Pro is a very interesting product because, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest Apple products ever. Yes, it completely redesigned the iPad from up to bottom, gave it a new chip, a new Apple Pencil, the USB-C port, the new design, the new bezel-less treatment, Face ID. Oh my god, this is, in my opinion, the biggest iPad Pro ever made. And the updates since 2018 have been very small. The M1 iPad Pro, the 2020 iPad Pro, which only introduced the Magic Keyboard, the M1 again introduced the Mini LED technology, the M2, which was simply the same iPad Pro than the M1, but with the M2 chip. All of these products don't introduce anything. And then Apple came and released Final Cut Pro, saying that the 2018 iPad Pro was going to be supported. Even the 2020, only M1 devices were going to be supported. And I'm like, why? The 2018 iPad Pro has the A12X chip. This chip is the precursor to the M1. The 2020 version also has the A12Z, which is the same A12X chip, repackaged. So, I don't see why. I don't see what happened to the iPad Pro in the last 5 years that Apple stalled the innovation. Maybe they upgraded too much when they launched in 2018. Maybe they just needed to release the redesign, no Face ID, and then next year Face ID, and then scaled up. But at that time, they did release an amazing product, and many people buy it. At that time, in 2018, I really thought that the future of the computer, an Apple computer, would be the iPad. But now, in 2023, I really think that the Mac is not going anywhere. I have the 2021 M1 Max MacBook Pro, and it's a beast. It's an amazing computer. It runs my entire YouTube channel, and I can't see my life without it. While my iPad Pro is kind of dispensable. I use it for university. If you don't know, currently, my iPad Pro screen is broken. You cannot see from afar, but my iPad Pro screen is broken. Like for almost 1 year now, and I haven't replaced it because I don't see the need why. Like, I just use it to take notes. I don't have any needs for a better iPad Pro. Maybe when the new comes out, I'll buy it and test it out, but I suspect that I won't be able to enjoy it 100% because it will be more like the same, and then I will be able to return it and keep using the old one because this one, again, is paid off. And I don't see why. I don't see what happened in the last 5 years that Apple stalled the innovation, like I told you. Again, this device is still a beast in 2023. Maybe it was too good when it was launched. But I think that Apple almost killed off the iPad. in a way, kind of silently. The way that they killed the iPod. They stopped releasing frequently updates, the updates was getting smaller and smaller, and now I don't see the future of the iPad. Apple announced Apple Vision Pro, which in my opinion will replace most of the iPad's needs. For example, if you want to use a big screen at your home, you won't be using the iPad on your couch. You won't. You will be using the Apple Vision Pro to watch movies and series and TV shows. And so I think that the iPad Pro, more and more in these days, is becoming a note-taking machine and a touch Mac that is not as capable as the Mac, that can replace the computer for 20-30% of the population, but most people that do serious work in their computer cannot replace their computer with the iPad because they don't have enough software support here. So we are in a very big conundrum. Should you buy an iPad Pro in 2023? And I think my answer is no, because they are too expensive for what they do. I do believe that the base iPad models, or even refurbished 2018 iPad Pros or older iPads, like the iPad Air even, are a better value, especially the iPad mini, because I do believe they do incorporate the iPad spirit better. The iPad Pro tries to be everything that is not. Tries to give you a keyboard and mouse support that is pretty weak in my opinion. It doesn't do anything extra that justifies using the keyboard and the mouse. I have bought a new case for my iPad. This is a case without a keyboard, without any accessories. This is just a black case to actually protect my iPad from scratches, nothing else. And then, yeah, I've stopped using the mouse with this iPad because I don't see the sense to do so. This is a touch-first device. Apple wants you to optimize their apps for touch, and so I don't see the need to actually introduce a keyboard and a mouse, a different input for the iPad that it wasn't thought to be like a keyboard and a mouse. Although it's a different way to use the iPad, 98% of the people that I know don't use keyboards and mouses with their iPads, so why? Why put so much work on it? And then there's the fact that Apple introduced the Magic Keyboard. And that in my opinion was the biggest nail in the coffin for the iPad Pro. Apple introduced the Magic Keyboard and gave its customers a sense of hope that they will release more for the iPad. And then they only released Pro app support and like better keyboard and mouse support in the next generations of iPadOS. And when they released iPadOS even, everyone was thinking, oh, now that they updated the iPad Pro 2018 with that amazing design, USB-C, now they gave us Magic Keyboard in 2020 with iPadOS, oh my god, we are getting a computer with touch, a Mac with a touch. But no, iPadOS just kept disappointing us for the last few years. And now it's just a glorified iOS version without all of the features from iOS and with almost none of the features from macOS. So I'm pretty much disappointed with the iPad, and I don't see the way that Apple will actually repair it in the near future. If you don't know, leaks are saying that we are getting OLED support on the iPad, a small redesign, and that's it. Nothing more. This leaves me disappointed because I want more from the iPad. I don't want like a bigger iPad. I don't want a better screen for the iPad. I don't want a better chip for the iPad. I don't. I want something different for the iPad. I want something that makes it different from the Mac, different enough that it justifies paying $1,000. Remember, I'm only talking about the iPad Pro, not the base model iPads. Those are totally fine for what an iPad can do, play games for the kids, stream Netflix for the train, the plane. I don't know. Kids to play, it's a kid's device, it's a streaming device, it's an enjoyable device. While the iPad Pro, like the name intends, it's a Pro device, should be able to do Pro things. And currently is only able to do Procreate. That's the only exclusive you can use, the iPad Pro. And the Apple Pencil. The Apple Pencil has become one of the biggest things for the iPad Pro and maybe the only reason for you to buy it. And so what I want from Apple in the future versions of the iPad, and I think that's the solution to solve it, is a different approach to the iPad generation. I want an iPad Pro that is capable of being a computer when you want to and a tablet when you want to. No more of this hybrid stuff. Maybe create a version of the Magic Keyboard that you slide in your iPad Pro, use the smart connector, and it becomes a Mac. Almost like the Mac, uses Mac OS, all of that, becomes a Mac. That would be pretty cool. Or create a version of the iPad that is a foldable, something different, something more useful. Again, with that we also would fall under the category of what about iPadOS? We still don't know. But still, at least that would be something different. I do believe that people right now are not buying iPads because it's all the same. The 2023 version, non-existent. The 22 version, the same. The 21 version, the same. The 2020 version, the same. The 2018 version, the same. Apple hasn't launched the iPad in 2023 for a reason. I think they are preparing for a bigger launch than usual. maybe releasing a redesign, maybe OLED screens. But that only improves the hardware that currently is still amazing. Another thing that I would like to see on the iPad Pro also change would be the Face ID camera put on the horizontal position. Currently, it's on the vertical position, so it's currently right here on top. We don't need it here. Like, this is for the old days of the iPad, when you used to use the iPad in vertical mode, because this is the way that you use the base model iPads, the iPad mini. But with these iPad Pros that are really big, you are 95% of the time using the iPad Pro in the horizontal position. And so having the Face ID camera horizontal position would fix the issue when you are having FaceTime calls with your iPad, where your camera and you are looking to the side and then your face is a bit down to the left. So that would be fixable if you put the camera on top where the Apple Pencil sits. And yeah, Apple has done this with the iPad 10 generation, if I'm not wrong, so they can do it with the iPad Pro. The only difference would be that you have to change the location of the Apple Pencil from the right side, if I'm not wrong, at least to the top, where you have the speakers, or to the other side, like right here. I don't know if Apple can do it, but I do think that it makes sense because that will fix the problem of the FaceTime that you have when you are FaceTiming using your iPad. If you've ever done a FaceTime call or a Zoom call on your iPad, you know what I mean. So changing the Face ID cameras to landscape, that would be a cool idea for the future. Other than that, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. The bezels on the iPad Pro cannot be smaller. These are the smallest possible for you to hold the iPad without touching the screen accidentally. So I don't think it has also a solution to reduce the bezels. Adding more ports on the iPad Pro could also be a new feature for the next iPads. I don't know, having only one Thunderbolt port maybe is not enough. Maybe put one here and one at the top. 2 Thunderbolt ports would be a great solution and I would really appreciate it. Maybe 2 Thunderbolt ports or even 3. That would be pretty cool, Apple. More than that, I don't think it's possible because of the limitations of the M chip series that Apple uses on the iPad Pros. They use the M1, the M2, and those only have a controller for 2 USB-C ports, like the Mac. The Mac computers that have the M2, the M1, they only support 2 USB-C ports. So if Apple will be able to put another Thunderbolt port on the iPad Pro with the M3 chip there, pretty cool. That would be a great feature. So what we need is more software support and more power on the software side. We don't need more Pro app. No, we need macOS on the iPad, or sort of macOS on the iPad. What I mean is, like, we need more macOS features on the iPad. We need the Finder app on the iPad. We need multi-screen support on the iPad. So when I connect my iPad to an external display, it's not just like the current version, which you can put some type of stage manager version there. No, I want a complete mirror or complete different desktop like you can do on the Mac. And I want more. I want more support from the iPad. I want more features, more Pro features on the iPad. One very cool example that would be really cool is if you can resize and reopen and remanage all of your apps on the screen. Currently you have Stage Manager, but Stage Manager works well on the Mac, but still works well on the iPad, but still. I don't have a use for it. I don't know, I'm just rambling. I really like the iPad. This is one of my favorite Apple products ever. The 2018 iPad Pro is amazing. I bought it when it was new, and 5 years later, it was totally the money. But currently, if you buy an iPad Pro in 2023, what are you getting? A glorified iPad version of iOS. That's it. I think that Apple will have tons of trouble selling more iPads in the future. This 2018 iPad Pro was really good. And I think that the next versions of the 2024 version of the iPad Pro will have lots and lots to do. Rumors are saying we are getting a bigger screen, maybe a 14-inch iPad Pro. Rumors are saying we are getting OLED displays. Rumors are saying we're getting a new Apple Pencil, but I don't know. I simply don't know. This design is perfect in my opinion. Apple doesn't have anything to improve here. The design is really compact, the speakers are really good, the Apple Pencil is perfect, doesn't have any defects, works as intended, and it's probably the only reason to buy an iPad Pro in 2023. And of course, the quad speaker system is insane. The screen, the LCD screen with the mini LED now is really good, really sharp. Maybe they can solve the blooming issue we have on the iPad Pros that we don't have on the Mac. And maybe we have Thunderbolt already, so we cannot put Thunderbolt 4. Just put USB-C 4, Thunderbolt 4 there instead of Thunderbolt 3. Iterative upgrades. Upgrade iPadOS. Make iPadOS be the focus of your next iPad generations. MagSafe support, something new. Create some new accessories for the iPad that require the new version of the iPad Pro make better software that can support at least the M1 generation of the iPad Pro, and try to build around this new generation of computer that you have. The only solution that Apple will be able to fix the iPad Pro is to innovate. Again, the iPad needs another Steve Jobs moment, and I think Apple is still very far away from doing it. Again, Apple revived the Mac in the last 2 years, 3 to kind of the beginning of the Apple Silicon transition, and so I do believe they can do the same for the iPad Pro. They will have to work very hard because this device currently is really stale. The upgrades have been very small, and it almost looks like Apple has completely forgotten and gave up on the iPad Pro. But I don't think that's the reason. I think they will come strong the next few years for the iPad Pro. What do you think in the comments down below? Drop a like down below while you're there. Subscribe to my channel. Go check out today's sponsor, KissFan. Link is under the description. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Smart talking to you here. Bye-bye.